everyone. Welcome to SKY Ting TV. I'm Krissy. I'm here with Chelsea. She will be my lovely model. You will need some props. If you have props at home, grab them all. You never know what you'll want for what we're going to do. We're going to do a spherical fluid class, very hydrating for your joints. And we really want you to take up a lot of space in your own body. Sometimes I feel like we could be so linear front to back. You know, we're sitting in chairs, we're walking in parallel lines. So this is really a class to undo that kind of mundane habituation and shake things up a little bit. So we're going to get started sitting up on something. Grab a block or something, a bolster even to sit up on, and then close your eyes. Take a second, feel tall. Put yourself right in the middle of yourself. Feel like you're the center of your own sphere around you. So if you were a globe, right now your spine would be the axis mundi. Take a full breath in, filling up front, back, side, side, up, down in the lungs. And exhale your breath out. Good. Open your eyes. Take your left hand down to the side. Reach your right arm up and over your ear. Keep your hips down on your surface. And just pulse it a few times, opening up the side of your body. Kind of just making it feel good. And then start to crawl your hands forward and around. Make a big semicircle in front of you. And then switch to the other side. Right hand is down. Left arm sweeps up and over. Pulse it a few times. Good. And then again, take the left fingertips down, make a big semicircle forward, and then roll your way up to sit. Interlace your hands, press the palms forward, round your spine, and then just move side to side, kind of stretching out through the shoulder blades. I just got a little crack in my back. So that's what we want. Just make it feel good. Reach your arms up overhead and then start to circle your shoulders and elbows behind your head. Try not to drop your chin. Keep your head upright. So all the circling's happening in the shoulders. And then go the other way. My shoulders tend to get really sticky, especially in the morning. So this is what I like to do to unstick them. Good. Release your hands down, shift forward onto all fours, tabletop position. And we're going to shift up our tabletop position today and crisscross our legs. So the right knee's going to come forward. The left knee's going to hook behind it. Your knees are touching. Separate your feet, ground your shins down. Your hands are under your shoulders. And then do your cats and cows with your legs crisscrossed. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. Inhale, look up, exhale, round, and then start to play with speed, start to play with how you're pumping your breath, make it really light and fast, or go really slow and be kind of deep and articulated. Chelsea popped up onto her fingertips, so try that out. Shake up your practice. Try something new. We don't want to do the same things, the same, all the time. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're just going to put your attention in your lower body and circle around your hips. Start to move that wave into your torso. And then start to make it really spherical and go around your shoulders. And maybe you can get your head involved as well. So you're really just rolling all of your joints around one another. We're hydrating things. Make it funky. Do your own thing here. Good. Let's circle up the other way if you haven't gone the other way. No right or wrong. It's not choreographed. So nice to not be choreographed. And then let's switch the legs. So take your left knee and crisscross it in front of your right knee and do something else with your hands. You can flip your hands backwards or not. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Do your cats and cows. Play with a different speed this time. Do something different with your hands this time. And keep going for another 5. Very good, Chelsea. 4, 3, 2, keep breathing. 1, and then start to make your spherical hip action be like Shakira or put a flashlight on your tailbone and make circles in the back of the room. And then go the other way around. Start to get your shoulders, your head, your neck, all these joints involved in the circling. When our legs are crisscrossed, we're demanding a little more from the hips, so you might even feel a little hip stretch here. Good. Let's flip our hands the normal way around and then make your knees go wide, big toes touch, and we'll find a child's pose position. Stretch your arms forward in front of you and then take a crawl of your hands over to the right side so your chest lines up to your right knee. Little half circle to the right. Move your props as you need. Take a deep breath in, way over to the side, breathing into this left rib cage. Exhale out. Come back to the center. Make a big semicircle forward, 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 all the way to the left. Keep your hips anchoring down. Breathe into your right ribs. Deep breath in and out. Good. Come back to center. Shift forward up onto all fours. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back to down dog. And for this down dog, really move it around in a way that is not normal. So just crack your toes, go up onto the tops of your feet, pedal your heels from side to side. Maybe you want to lift a leg and circle the leg. Maybe you want to circle the arm. So just move your dog. So actual dogs in nature move, sniff around, look around. They're very social and they don't listen, right? They're not like totally still and rigid and like soldiers. They're very organic. Walk your feet up towards the top of the mat, little steps up to the top of the mat. Step, 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 and then separate your feet pretty wide, turn out the toes, and come down to a squat into malasana. So here's a nice place to put a block underneath you, but we're not going to be here long, so don't get too comfy. You're going to push your elbows into your knees, lift your chest up, inhale, and exhale out. Now we're going to start to squat up and down. I want you to get really big and really small. So here we go. Inhale, get as big as you can. Reach your arms up, look up, and then exhale, squat down until you're tiny again. And then inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower down. This is a really great way to heat up the lower body. If this hurts your knees, you can just go a little baby squat. You don't have to go all the way down. Let's go for 3. Good. 2. And 1, jump your feet together. I jumped on my block, don't do that. Okay, so make your hands into fists. One hand's gonna tap your lung, the other fist is gonna tap your kidney, and you're just gonna kind of do what we did when we were little kids and kind of tap, 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 and swing your arms, stimulating these two opposing organs that work together. Everything works together, but let's get our right and left hemispheres working. Good. And then keep your fists and start to tap out your hips and anywhere that feels tight. And then start to roll down, tap out the sides of your legs where your IT bands are, tap out the hamstrings, tap out the calves, and then fold forward over your legs, little small bend in your knees. Do a different arm variation that feels good for you. So you can interlace your hands behind your head or behind your low back, or grab onto even your hair with your hands so you're tractioning the spine, and let your spine literally hang. The spine does so much supporting for us. Let it release from the base of the pelvis. Good. And then from here, if you have a strap, you're going to grab it and roll up to stand, joint by joint by joint. If you don't have a strap, you can use anything. You can use a scarf, a belt, a long sweater. And then open your strap. I'm going to double my strap so this metal part doesn't whack me in the face. So be careful. Make space with your neighbor friends. And then face forward. Separate your feet. You can have a slight turn out to the toes. You just want to kind of be like loose in the legs. Feel your weight into your legs. You can go side to side. Very good, Chelsea. Take your arms up into a wide V shape. You want to keep your strap taut So don't let there be any slack in it. Put a bend in your knees and start to hinge your way over to the right side. Lean over to the right. Now start to bend your knees, stick your butt out, reach your strap forward, 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 look forward, go to the left, and come all the way up in a little back bend. Do it again. 2 more times on this side. Go as big as you can around yourself. Get low, get high. Go to the right as much as you can. Come around, long spine. Go to the left as much as you can and come up. Good. Use your legs and do 3 on the other side. Go to the left, bend your knees, come around, around, around. Go to the right and all the way up in a back bend. Look at the strap the whole time. 2 more. Chelsea's going to show us. That is so nice. Very big circling. Take up real estate in your body. We don't get a lot in New York City, that's for sure. So I think that was 3. Whenever you're done circling, you can stand up, ditch your strap, and we're going to stand at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, we're going to hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back, open the chest. Exhale, bend your knees, swing the arms behind your back, interlace your hands and fold forward. Take your hands down to the floor, lunge your left leg back behind you. Turn down the foot on a 45-degree angle. If you have a block, you're going to grab it, put it under your right hand, highest height, left hand to your hip. Inhale, stretch your legs straight and come into triangle pose, turning the chest up, turning the gaze up at the top hand. Left arm extends towards the ceiling. If you have a yoga teacher to help you with your adjustments of your body and your hair, that's fun. We like to help each other. 2 more breaths. Really getting as big as you can in the body, in the lungs. Chelsea came up onto her fingertips so she's not dumping in the bottom shoulder. Good. Inhale, stand all the way up. You can just leave your block there. Turn the right toes in. Turn the left toes all the way out to the back of the mat. Warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Again, take up space. You can even have your hands be higher than your shoulders so you're really big. Lifting the ribs off the torso. Bending this front knee to 90. We're here for such a temporary amount of time. You might as well really dive in. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Straighten your legs, hands to your hips, pivot your feet to be parallel so you're in a wide straddle. Inhale, lift your chest up, squeeze the elbows back. Exhale, fold forward, hands down to the floor. Now just be like very loose in your hips. Bend one knee, bend the other knee, and sway your torso from side to side. Again, being loose, getting yourself unstuck and unrigid, if that's a word. And then start to turn this into Skandasana. We're going to turn out the toes, bend the right knee. I'll do your side. Flip the left toes up. You can keep your hands on the floor or bring your hands in a prayer. And then come up and go to the left side. Bend your left knee, flip the right toes up, and then get some momentum and start to just go for it. Flossing out these legs. Go to the right. Go to the left. 1 more time each side, right and left. Good. Let's go to the right side. Flip it over into a lunge facing forward. You can ditch that block off to the side and then step back to down dog split. Right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open up your hip, look underneath the right armpit. So it's like you don't know where this thing's going. And without looking or trying too hard, don't think too hard, just lower your left forearm down to the floor. Keep looking underneath this right armpit. Keep lifting the right leg up. And then again, lift the left elbow off the floor without thinking too hard and slide your right shin into pigeon pose. And we're here in pigeon. So you can just move it side to side, kind of flossing out through these hips in a way that feels good. Make sure your hips are square. And when you're ready, you can come down to either your forearms or you can put a block underneath your chest. Hands maybe underneath your forehead, and do whatever else in your pigeon that feels good for you today. Lots of options in practice, gives us lots of different energies. So I love to give options, and then you get to decide what you want to do. And that gives you a lot of power and responsibility. So some days I go into my practice and I'm like, okay, I want to take things like 30% of the way. I'm feeling really tired and I need rest. And other times I'm like, I want to be really big, really gregarious, and find a lot of energy in my practice. So it's really up to you, which is fun. Okay, from this pigeon pose, start to lift your way up to sit, swing your back leg around to the front, and then we're just gonna come into a fun little Navasana. Both knees are gonna bend, grab your knees, and then lift your shins up to tabletop, reach your arms forward, but don't be rigid with it. Let's sweep it up, do whatever, and then you're gonna lower down to Ardha Navasana and come back up. Do whatever you want with your arms, and you can actually row a boat and make it more fun and imaginative so that you're not just doing ab work kind of with misery. Let's do 2 more. Yeah, be weird. 1 more. Okay, let's cross the ankles, rock forward. See if you can hop back once, twice, or maybe 3 times to your dog. And then nice and easy through the spine, rippling. Inhale forward to your up dog. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Good. Bend your knees, look outside of your hands, and jump your feet wide to Malasana again. And this time you can kind of stay in your Malasana. I like to keep my hands down and move it side to side. This is a very movement-based class. We're not holding anything like statues today. Hands to the floor, lift your hips up, toe heel your feet almost all the way together and hang down over your legs. Good. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step the right foot back to a lunge. Spin the back foot down 45 degrees, grab a block, put it outside of your left foot, highest height. We got to come back into triangle pose. So stretch your legs, reach the right arm up, and look up and be expansive. You're reaching through the arms, you're pressing down through the feet, and you're turning your bottom ribs up to the top ribs. 2 more breaths, breathing in, long neck, exhale out. 1 more inhale, and out. Good. From the power of the back leg, inhale to stand up. Arms stay open, turn left toes in, right toes to the back of the room. Bend your right knee deeply to warrior 2, looking past your right fingertips. Be big in the torso, ground and dive into your lower body. 2 more breaths here. Breathing. Exhale it out. How big can you fill up the lungs here? 1 more deep breath. And out. Straighten your legs. Hands to your hips. Pivot your feet parallel. Hands can squeeze in. Elbows can squeeze in as you lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward over your legs and drop your head down. From here, you're going to take your fingertips out in front of you like you're doing a down dog in the arms and the spine as you tilt the sitting bones up higher towards the ceiling. And then you're going to keep your right fingertips out in front of you. Left hand's going to grab your right ankle. Turn and look underneath this right armpit. So really just trying to twist and spin the torso. So we're giving the kidneys a nice little rinse as if they're sponges, which they kind of are. They're the waters of the body. Sometimes they get damp and we need to spin them out. Let's switch sides. Left fingertips forward. Right hand grabs the left ankle and then turn and look underneath the left armpit. Turn, turn, turn. Keep your sitting bones lifted. Breathing on the side that your head is facing. So pumping that left lung especially. Good. Take your fingertips down underneath your shoulders, look forward, pivot around to a lunge facing forward, and then down dog split. It's the left leg that lifts, bend the knee, open the hip, look under the left armpit, and no big deal, right elbow comes down to the floor. No big deal, just tap it down, and then lift it back up. Slide your left knee forward to pigeon pose. Very good, Chels. And we're in our pigeon pose. You can make this first moment here upright and kind of lubricating in the hips. You can put a blanket underneath you if you did that on the first side. Walk your elbows down. Do whatever. Walk your elbows down. Do whatever else you want to do in your pigeon pose. You can take some variations. So at first when you start practicing yoga, you learn the forms, and then you can start to break the forms and add your own flair. It's like first when you learn how to cook, you kind of make a standard meal, and then you can start to jazz it up with spices, sauces, whatever is your thing. My friends really love my salads because I really doll up my salads. Jazz it up. All right, let's come back to center and come up to sit, and then swing the back leg around to the front. And we're here in Baddha Konasana, which is soles of the feet together, knees butterflied open. Lean forward, fold forward for just a moment, release the hips. Okay, one more little moment here. Come up to sit. And then take your legs out into a wide straddle, but not too wide. So maybe just like a V shape with your legs. And you're going to flex your feet, stagger with your friends if you're practicing with friends. And then we're going to turn both feet to the left. Turn, turn, turn. Take your left hand behind you. And then press down through the feet and lift your hips up and reach the right arm up and over your ear. Nice and big stretch. And then sit your butt down and swing your right arm forward, swing the left arm forward, and switch sides. Turn your feet to the right, lift your hips, press into your strong legs, and then sit down and swing, swing, and then get some momentum and maybe make it bigger. And add your breath and make it a modern dance and kind of just take up as much space and as much time as you want. Let's do one more each side. Very pretty, Chelsea. And then come down to sit. Let's close the legs together. Put your feet on the floor. Reach your arms forward and roll down to your back very slowly. Awesome. Put your feet on the mat and just knock your knees from the right to the left. Windshield wiper the knees and flush out your lower back. From here, we're going to come into rounded plow, which is a very circular pose. So make sure nothing's in your way as you swing your legs overhead, and you're maybe going to grab your ankles or your feet or put your hands on your lower back like Chelsea's doing. And then your knees are bent, so your spine is rounded. One of the only poses in yoga where we actually want there to be a natural C curve to the spine where you can breathe into your lower back. So breathe into this kidney band where we tend to sit really heavily upon during our day. If this pose is too intense for your neck and you're like, this is not for me, listen to your body. You're the boss of your body. And you'll do a happy baby pose instead. If you can stay in your plow, really bring the breath into the equation and make it bigger and longer. So breathing into different parts of the body brings blood and oxygenated blood to the areas that we're putting our attention on, which is a good thing. Let's slowly release one joint of your spine at a time. See if you can watch each vertebra lie on the floor separately. There are some places in our spine that we're very aware of and some places that we're not so aware of. So we're just trying to highlight each place equally. You might have a crash landing, and that's okay. Put your feet on the floor. If you want to come right up and start meditating, you're in a good place for meditation. If you want to do a shavasana, that's also a nice thing to do at the end of class. I'm going to let you decide, leave you here for as long as you want. Thank you so much for joining me on SKY TING TV. I'm Krissy. Super fun practicing with you. See you next time. Bye.